Welcome back to MAMSKhanInfo. Today, we are going to travel to one of the most mysterious places, carved out of rock, hidden in the desert, and known as the RoseCity. This is Petra, in Jordan. Petra is an ancient city that looks like something out of a storybook. Imagine walking through a narrow valley, with tall cliffs rising on both sides. And then suddenly, the rocks open up to reveal a giant building carved right into the mountainside. That building is called Al-Khazna, or the Treasury, and it is one of the most famous landmarks of Petra. Its walls glow with a pinkish red color in the sunlight, which is why Petra is called the Rose City. The story of Petra begins more than 2,000 years ago. It was built by a people known as Nabataeans. They were an Arab tribe who became very skilled traders. Petra was their capital city, and it became one of the most important trade centers of the ancient world. Caravans carrying spices, silk, gold, and other treasures would pass through Petra on their way between Arabia, Egypt, Syria, and beyond. This made Petra rich and powerful. One of the most amazing things about the Nabataeans was their ability to work with stone and water. They carved entire temples, tombs, and houses into the cliffs, creating a city that looked like it grew out of the mountains. They also built an advanced system of canals, cisterns, and dams to collect and store water in the middle of the desert. This water system allowed Petra to thrive, even though it was surrounded by dry, rocky land. Walking through Petra today feels like stepping into another world. The entrance to the city is a narrow gorge called the Sick. It is about 1 kilometer long and only a few meters wide. At the end of this passage, visitors suddenly see the treasury appear. A breathtaking view that leaves everyone amazed. But Petra is much more than the treasury. There are hundreds of carved structures, tombs, temples, a theater that could seat thousands of people, and even a monastery high up in the hills called a... For many centuries, Petra was a bustling city, but over time, its importance began to fade. Trade routes changed, and after several earthquakes damaged the city, people slowly left. By the Middle Ages, Petra was mostly forgotten by the outside world. For hundreds of years, it was known only to local Bedouin tribes. Then, in the year 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt disguised himself and convinced local guides to take him there. He revealed Petra to the world again, and since then, it has become one of the most famous archaeological sites. In 1985, Petra was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and in 2007 it was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Today, it is one of the most visited places in the Middle East, attracting tourists, historians, and filmmakers. You might even recognize Petra from movies like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. But Petra is not just about history and tourism, it is also about lessons. The Nabataeans show us how creative and tough people can be. They took a harsh desert environment and turned it into a thriving city. They showed how trade, knowledge, and innovation can bring people together. And we are reminded that just like Petra was hidden for centuries before being rediscovered, knowledge and truth can sometimes be hidden, but they never disappear. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Petra, the Rose City of Jordan. It is a place of history, beauty, and lessons that continue to speak to us today. Don't forget to subscribe to MAMSKhanInfo so we can keep exploring the most amazing places in the world together. Keep on learning, keep exploring, and stay super curious. My friends, catch you later. Goodbye.